Good afternoon, guys. I felt today we finished up the week on a great note. Good practice today. Very pleased with the energy and the attention to detail. As mentioned with the injury report, just one concern there was just DJ limited and still questionable. So we'll see the status as we proceed and move forward with Saturday, and hopefully we'll be able to give you guys an answer. So I'm hoping that he's able to play on Sunday. With that, I take your questions. It's not so much of a setback. It's just really just trying to see whether or not he's going to be able to sustain and be efficient in what we're asking him to do. So we'll see exactly how he is.
With two wideouts questionable, you have an extra spot on the 53. Is there any thought of kind of finagling around the depth chart with those?
Well, we've talked about that, depending on who's down and who can't go. So that's something that Scott and I has definitely talked about already.
So DJ's game time, Steve?
Yes. We should have a little bit better feel tomorrow, after he go through the treatment process today to see how he comes back in the morning.
Having Woods, if Woods is able to go, do you anticipate making as many, in-game substitutions at corner and safety as you have in the last?
I think we'll still continue to operate according to our package based off D&D and their personnel and what they're showing. So you could still see a lot of substitution with guys coming in and out.
Still not a lot of status updates on the quarterback position in Pittsburgh. How do you feel about studying all three of those guys?
Well, as I mentioned earlier in the week, I think it's so much really more the scheme and what they're doing. I think all of those guys are efficient in how they operate and run the offense. Trubisky, as I mentioned before, as well as Rudolph, more than capable of, running the offense and being efficient and getting things done. I played coached against both of those guys and unfortunately lost. So I know what they can do, and we just got to be prepared.
That don't have necessarily explosive passing games, how do you prepare guys for not maybe giving up, focusing too much on the short game and potentially giving up a big play?
I don't think it's so much really on the short game. I think you guys got to do a great job with your eyes, understanding the situation, formations, and splits, because they do a great job with their play action game for us, getting over the top and trying to get behind you. So a point of emphasis with us, particularly always in the secondary, is great eye discipline. So anytime a team runs the ball and gets you sucked up a little bit, there's always that opportunity to get behind you. So we just got to be disciplined.
Steve, you mentioned coaching against both those quarterbacks in the past, specifically with Mason Rudolph. What do you remember about the last time you coached against him?
Well, again, he just does a great job of operating and running the offense. I feel like he can make every throw. There's nothing that I've seen that he can't do. They probably they play action and boot with Trubisky a little bit more than with Rudolph. But other than that, I think both of those guys, again, are efficient in trying to get the job done.
Steve, you mentioned the other day the concept of not listening to noise or not listening to stuff outside the building. How do you convince people inside the building to not do that, especially young guys who haven't been in situations like this before?
Well, again, it's just continuing to talk about us, and not worrying about things on the outside. So that's always my message with the group, Let's focus on us. We're going to have a great game plan. We're going to understand what our opponent is going to try to do to us, but we're going to quickly put the focus back on us and the things that we have to do in order to win a football game. So that's always been my approach, and that's my approach with these guys.
With the Saturday game being next week, do quality control guys have to start studying the lines?
We've already started that process, so those guys are already on top of that.
What do you remember about those games against, Rudolph for starters?
Well, as I'm just going to get to the end of the story, we lost. In Chicago, we lost. In Cleveland, we lost the second game. So, again, they're efficient in what they're doing. Again, it's a supporting cast around those guys. I think they have a good run game, and off of that run game, the play action shows up, and Trubisky as well as Rudolph can make those shots down the field. So,
the rest of the story was they didn't play real well, right? Did your defense play pretty good against them?
I felt like we did. But the end result, as you know, Joe, is wins. So we didn't get it done then. So it's more about all three phases and making sure that we come away with a W.
Good. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you.